Happy Wednesday to all of you, but especially to this guy, Skibasher, confirmed millionaire after taking down the grand prize in our Fantasy Golf World Championship. Skibasher, thank you for being here. You're having a pretty good week. How does it feel to win the $1 million top prize?
You know, it hardly feels real. It was quite a weekend, and a weekend that actually spilled over to Monday, given the hurricane. So, you know, it certainly added to the sweat and, made it, more valuable at the end. Really made me work for it.
Yeah, let's talk about your winning lineup. So you were one of only 2 entries that had all their golfers make the cut after Friday. So can you give us like a little insight on how you went about constructing your lineup?
Yeah, I mean, really the top 2 pieces, Spieth and DeChambeau, were really 2 guys I had targeted. Really going into the week, it seemed like balanced builds were really going to be the name of the game, and that's where a lot of the crowd I thought was going to trend, given some of the pricing on guys like Paul Casey and Tyrrell Hatton. And so really I kind of want to flip the script and go a little more, stars and scrubs really. And so those 2 guys were the 2 guys I targeted all week. Flitted a little bit with Brooks Koepka, which, he ended up being 2.5% owned, which would have been a great play. But, Spieth and DeChambeau played okay, really didn't do much, but definitely made the cut and provided me some scoring. And then really it was guys at the bottom, the guys who, like Lowry and Tringali, who really came through at the end. Hoffman was another guy who came through huge. He really started poorly on Thursday, I think, bogeying the first 2 holes. And, here I am sitting like, wow, it looks like it's over already. I was sitting in 40th place and, he turned it around, made the cut, and, kind of how it came to be.
Yeah, I mean, you talked a little about that stars and scrubs lineup. Now, you had a pretty big lead after round 3, but you didn't have anyone that was really at the top of the leaderboard. So did that make you nervous heading into the final round?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're sitting up there with a 7-figure score, you're never setting, you're never really relaxing very much. And certainly not having, any of the guys at the top and not having those placement points was, made me nervous. One positive thing is I did have a 30-point lead going into the 4th round, or 20 to 30 points. And that was already with some of the guys that were in 2nd and 3rd getting full placement credit for Jon Rahm winning. And so I always knew that if it got tight, there was a chance Rahm not winning would give me an extra cushion. Thankfully, I didn't really need it, and everything worked out. But it got a little tight there, especially with, I think Hoffman tripled or double bogeyed the 18th hole with the drive out of bounds, which, certainly got me a little nervous, got my heart racing a little bit.
So the full Fantasy Golf World Championship ended up being over the course of 5 days because of weather delays. Hello, hurricane. That's a lot of time to sweat. So at what point were you feeling the most anxious or nervous, if at all? I mean, it sounds like you did have a little bit of a sweat there.
Yeah, I mean, I think with any golf, fantasy golf, you obviously have the Friday sweat trying to get your guys through the cut. That's the best thing I think about fantasy golf is kind of having that double sweat of trying to get the guys through the cut and then worrying about the weekend after that. And so thankfully I was one of only 2 that had 6 get through the cut. And then once the weekend come about, the lead was pretty steady throughout. And things really never got too tight. But, again, like I said, you're never really relaxing. Things can shift very quickly. Golf's a very variant sport. Guys can be on cruise control and then just, fall off a cliff at the end. So, I really wasn't relaxed until I saw Rahm struggling on 17. That's when I kind of knew it was in the bag.
Well, you're obviously very good at it, but is daily fantasy golf one of your favorite DFS sports to play?
Yeah, I went back and looked the other day. I've been playing daily fantasy golf since 2014. That was actually the first sport that I had played with DraftKings, even before football, which I think probably isn't the typical script of most people, which I think most people probably get started with football and then go from there. But I've played golf my whole life. It's something I really enjoy, and I think playing golf and understanding kind of how frustrating it can be and how variant it can be and how you can have good days and bad days really helps me through my process.
So have you ever competed in one of our live finals before?
I have. I've played in the basketball and the football live finals.
Okay, so with this FGWC win, not only did you walk away with $1 million, but you're going to have another shot at $1 million come January at our DraftKings Tournament of Champions live final. You already pocketed 7 figures. How does it feel to qualify for that event and take another shot at another million.
Yeah, anytime you qualify for a live final, it's great. You know, you're limiting the amount of participants, and you know your equity and chance to win is high. And so, you know, it's quite frankly not something I really thought about until I realized that was an addition to the prize package. But you know, the million's pretty good too.
Yeah, not bad. I gotta ask, like, any big plans for the money?
You know, right now we're doing some construction in the house, and so I think my kid's bathroom's being rebuilt, and I think I got a portion of the money set aside for that right now, which is nice.
A pool. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so finally, we always ask our winners this. Where does your DK handle, Skibasher, come from?
You know, it's a play off my last name, and it was actually something that came about when I played Call of Duty back in the day when I was in college, and so it's just something that stuck. And you know, when it came time to pick your handle, which I guess was back in 2014, that's just kind of what I went with. And you know, you don't realize how much it's going to stick with you, but you know, still have it, and it's brought me some good luck, that's for sure.
Well, congratulations. We'll see you at the Tournament of Champions live final. Thanks for joining us today, Skibashers.